Okay friends, so here is the garden update that I know a lot of you are waiting on. So we're gonna start back here. So back here I've got pickling cucumbers, which are just starting to pop. We've got some celery, then there is onions and beans. Okay. Over here we've got romaine lettuce that I just direct seeded, so it hasn't come up yet. And then we've got onions pretty much the whole way down. And underneath all these pots are sunflowers. So my sunflowers seeded themselves where they were last year in that box there. So I transplanted them. The reason there's pots on them is because they're kind of shocked. So I've been watering them at night and then covering them up during the day. So it's pretty much time to take off the pots. See, they're not the happiest, but they'll be okay. So that one looks a lot better. Another that looks better. I do also have a little snake friend that lives underneath my tarp. So it's quite the strange feeling when you step on him and you can feel it slithering under your foot. That one's not looking happy. And then amongst my row of sunflowers, I've got a few hollyhocks. Okay, so to give you a different angle, this is basically what this looks like. Ignore all the weeds that are just growing on top of my tarp. I just have to sweep in between once my plants are big enough. And then it'll be fine. I've got tomatoes planted here with one bunch of basil, tomatoes all the way down. These are my big brandy tomatoes. Yes, I believe that's right. Here is just all my weeds that I've pulled that I will rake and then get out of here. And then I have to still plant tomatoes into this row. And then over here, I've got marigolds and then sweet peppers. Those are my fat and sassies here, then more marigolds, and then I have my sweetie snack mix, and then I start with my hot peppers, which has Hungarian hot wax, jalapeno. There was like 34 jalapenos I think that we planted, so there's quite a bit in there. So over here, another bunch of basil. I still have to weed and mulch all of this, but tomatoes go all the way down, and these are my pink wonders. So in this box that I have at the front of my garden, I have some brown-eyed Susans planted, and I also planted some of my dwarf echinacea. And then I've planted poppies that my mom grew for me in between. So this will kind of just be like a floral bed for the pollinators. A few more sunflowers that need to be transplanted out. They are massive, so I gotta find a spot for them soon. Over here, I've got marigolds, then celery, and more marigolds, and some kale. So the kale is doing friggin' fabulous. It's just really weedy around it, but. So this, in case you're wondering, because I use these tarps and I get asked all the time, had I swept this off, these weeds wouldn't be here, but they just, like, they're not coming out of the ground. They are still just, they're just in the soil on top of my tarp. So it's not difficult to get them out. I just have to get the corn broom out and sweep this up and they'll all be gone. Okay, so at this end, I have some Swiss chard growing just kind of like in bunches. Diesel just realized I'm here. And then here we have the speckled lettuce, also just growing in bunches. They're doing good. So this row I have not weeded also. I was really in like, let's just get it planted mode and we'll worry about the weeding later. So I have my summer squash mix from Vessie's in here. So there's 4 or 5 different spots that I kind of cleared some weeds and planted them in. So once they start coming up, then I'll mulch all around them. And then I have all this spare tarp, which I haven't done anything yet with. However, my second seeding of beans is going to go here. Probably more onions and some cucumbers also here. It's kind of the plan. This also super overgrown. My asparagus is back there, so I have to weed that and weed eat and whatnot, and then get some mulch here. And then I do have a box with nothing in it here, and I will likely just put, what are you playing with, Ashley? Then I will probably put some onions or something. I do have these barrels for my potatoes. Also haven't done that. It's on the to-do list for this week. So yeah, things look pretty chaotic until they start growing and looking like I know what I'm doing. And the garlic, which is all in the boxes out here, and it's just looking fabulous.